This round of the Best of 2012 brings us back to January of last season with the annual King of Wings featuring the ISMA Supermodifieds, which will be back 4 times during the 2013 season here at Oswego Speedway. And this race would turn into a story about the driver of the Steve Miller Sweet 16, Dave Gruel. It would be all about him today, a surprise run for the driver of the number 16 machine. He would start on the outside of row number 1 for the 50-lap main event with Mo Lilji, Randy Ritzkis, and Liquid Lou Ciccone right there in the front 2 rows. And it would be Lilji and Gruel battling back and forth here in the early stages of this one, but Gruel in the 16 would eventually take the race lead. Further back in the field, however, there was a driver on the move, and it was the 37, the Locke Crane Services machine of Jeff Locke, as he works his way under the 7 of Charlie Schultz down the back straightaway and into corner number 3. But up front, Gruel was pulling away in this one, now working his way through lap traffic to the outside of the 23 of Jason Spalding. Gruel looking mighty fine in the Sweet 16. Lilji would hang on to second early on. Locke would continue his move through the field. Next, working underneath the 75 of Ciccone down the front straightaway, using Tim Ice to try and move Ciccone up out of the groove a little bit, as Locke will take that position down the back straightaway, looking very good in the number 37 machine. With Locke moving through the field, Gruel would continue to lead out in front, but lap traffic would become very heavy and a little difficult for Gruel as he's trying to work to the outside of Bobby Bond. In the 25, Dave McKnight makes contact with the left rear of the number 16, trying to get his lap back. That ends up collecting Jeff Holbrook, Joe Gosick, and your runner-up driver, Mo Lilji in the 08, who was having a tremendous run. His day would be done in the pit area. You see now the Holbrook number 28 machine also being rolled off the rollback. After the restart, that would put Locke up and into the runner-up position, and he began to chase down Gruel until he ran into trouble into corner number 1. Locke would lose the handle in the number 37, tagging the outside wall in corner number 2. He was clearly the fastest car on the speedway in the last portion of this one. But after that restart, it would leave Dave Gruel on his own. Steve Miller and crew celebrate their first career win at Oswego Speedway. Dave Gruel, his first winged victory at Oswego, joining Bob Bond and Greg Furlong as the only drivers to win a Pathfinder Bank SBS Series main, a Novellas Supermodified feature, and a Winged Supermodified event at Oswego Speedway. Gruel in victory lane.
I had no idea. You know, a lot of the race I was watching the cameras going. Usually the only time you see cameras is when somebody's right with you. All I could do was push it as hard as I could and try to keep the thing going straight. Had one little scary deal up in turn 2 there. Had some lap traffic get slow in front of me, and I know McKnight tried getting his lap back there, and I had no idea he was going to stick his nose in there, but that's racing. Oh, you hit the gas and the thing goes. Anytime tonight I was racing side by side with somebody, I'd put my foot in the gas, I'd just pull them right down the straightaway. Combination of a great race car provided by Steve Miller. I think you're going to have one of these Unders motors to beat one.
I'll tell you what, Dave Gruel, your winner, but let's get a quick word. Let's get a word with Steve Miller down here in Victory Lane. Steve, King of Wings weekend, old timers reunion weekend, as well as a lot of friends and family in. Talk about this one. It's been a long time coming.
You calling me old? Well, you know, they say eventually even a blind squirrel gets a nut.
How did this deal come together, putting Dave in the car?
Paul White couldn't make it up from Texas this weekend, and I couldn't think of anybody better than Dave to drive it. And he got a weak moment and said he would.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, we were hoping to be able to win, but I drew so bad starting 10th. But Brad Lichty, everybody at Papco Transportation did a great job. You know, got to thank the GM Partsnow.com and Burgess Chevrolet, Benson Speed Equipment, just everybody involved. And it's just a lot of fun to come out and race these open wheel cars, and you know, don't get much opportunity. But again, Brad Lichty gave me an opportunity to run a couple years ago. I built my own, I wrecked it, and now I'm back driving his again. And you know, and a lot of thanks to Mike Lichty too. He's really helped me try to figure these cars out a little bit, and it's just been a pleasure doing it.
Yeah, it'd been nice to get a repeat here, but like Dave and I talked this week, and we knew coming up here, the last 6 times we've been here, we have absolutely stunk. And it's been bad from the drop of the green, and we made wholesale changes coming up here, and we unloaded, and we were pretty fast all day long. Got third quick, you know. Was able to pass a couple guys there in the heat race, and man, come home with a top 3, be back on the podium here at Oswego feels real good.